Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here with our May block of the month. I can't believe it's already May, and one more block and we'll be halfway through. It's really going fast. This month's block is really fun. I feel like it's super simple if you're making the 16-inch version, but the pieces do get a little bit smaller for the 8-inch version, so I've got some thoughts and some tips for that. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll talk all about the May block of the month. Okay, just a few things about the May block of the month. It does have a lot of pieces, and I used a lot of different colors, and I really love the colorful look. Just one comment on the image that I showed. I had a different teal for my outer star points. I changed it up to this, and I will actually show you. I'm going to actually probably move 2 blocks around in my layout because I don't want these 2 prints to be right next to each other. So I might do a little bit of juggling. But anyway, I did everything's with the Strawberry Lemonade fabrics, and I did use the large floral on red. You really can't tell it's the large floral when you cut it up this small for the outer corners. And then I used the medium floral, or the busier floral, in pink for my star points, and then the large floral in the green for the squares, and then the orange gingham for the half square triangles. So a lot of things going on. You're making half square triangles for the outer edges, for the inner block. You have a couple squares, and then you have the 4 flying geese units. And I'll just turn it over to show the pressing. I did press these half square triangles open. I did kind of flip that seam right there to get that a little bit more flat in the middle. And everything else is kind of self-explanatory. Now, I have seen a couple comments from people who are making the 8-inch blocks, and they are saying, hey, some of these tiny pieces are challenging us a little bit. And you know, last week the pieces were a little bit smaller, especially if you didn't use the ruler. It might have been a little bit more intimidating to make this unit. But this week's block definitely has a lot of small pieces if you're making the 8-inch size. So I just want to remind you that you might want to starch all of your fabrics lightly, not the heavy starch, but just some type of a fabric spray. I really like this Magic Quilting and Crafting spray. It is a starch. It is shared by the Faultless company, but it's not a heavy starch. But I have really been enjoying spraying my fabrics with this lightly. I don't drench them. I just do a light spray and then iron them. And I feel like it is helping me with my accuracy with smaller pieces, and just so that the fabric doesn't stretch as much. So that's something else you might want to consider for this block. But yes, the half square triangles for these are 1-inch finished, so they are pretty small. And the pattern does have you sizing them up and trimming them down, so that's good. I did use the block lock ruler for these flying geese. They are tiny also, 1-inch by 2-inch finished. And then these half square triangles are the same size, and then the little squares. So just a few ideas for you. Just double check your cutting. You might want to starch your fabric, and then just remember that the half square triangles are sized up, so you will be trimming them down to the exact size for those. Okay, and the pressing is basically the same. You can see I love those little flipped corners in the center, and having those half square triangles all pressed open, you can see how that eliminated bulk, because if those had been pressed to the dark, there would have been a lot more bulk in all of these corner areas where those meet. So It really super helpful, especially for the small block, to make sure you press those half square triangles open this time. Okay, before we go, I just wanted to show you an option. I know that we are all making a lot of flying geese units, and a lot of them are larger, and that leaves you with extra triangles that you can sew together for half square triangles. And so if you haven't seen it, I've been sharing a Scrappy half square triangle quilt. We did film one video, and then I've been sharing the blocks on my blog on Fridays, and we are gonna have another video. If it hasn't already, if video 2 hasn't already shared, it'll be soon. We're gonna do it at the six week mark. But this is for 12 weeks, I'm sharing these block patterns. This were week 1, and they're all made with half square triangles. So week 1, I shared 3 blocks. And I just have a PDF you can download for free on the block that just has the simple layout, because you can actually make these in any size that you want. There is a pattern that you can purchase if you want that has all the fabric requirements and assembly instructions for 2 different quilts, but you don't have to do that. You can just download the PDFs for free and make your blocks. So that was week 1, and then week 2, there are 2 blocks. And then these are the week 3 blocks. These are the only ones I have finished at the time that I'm filming this video. But every week it's just 2 blocks with a different layout, and you just use your half square triangles and put it together how you want. And it really is a fun idea, because you really do, from these large blocks, have a lot of triangles left over that are easily translated into smaller triangles for a scrap quilt. Okay, that's it for our May block of the month. I hope you're enjoying sewing along. I sure am having fun seeing all of the different versions that you are sharing in the Sherri and Chelsea Facebook group and on Instagram. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and share this video with a friend. Thanks so much for stopping by.